Well, I think a good pair on the top end of this class, and it's the two on my right over here. And with that said, I think there's one that has just a strut longer hip about her, and one that I really like for the extra skull that she has to offer and chest. The young lady there in the middle is going to go ahead and win this class. Now, both of these gilts, I like the change in terms of the way that they use their hind leg at the surface. They both want to roll out just a skosh, but with that said, I still think I feel more comfortable in that gilt from a structural standpoint than the one that's going to end up in second. And with that said, I think the biggest thing about that gilt as well is just her lower line. She's just a shot forward for me, and I think that makes her lower rib just to look a shot rounder for me, in my opinion today. I think there's a good pair up top here. I'm just talking the differences. The young man here in second's one that I think freshness, though, in terms of shape up high, is marginally better than that specific gilt that wins our class. But with that said, that one reached shorter out of her hip, one that also just doesn't match in terms of substance at the surface comparative to our class winner. You add a little bit more there at the ground, we can maybe start talking that pair a little bit differently. I think the bottom three here, I guess, are ones that all have different, silhouettes from the side here, and I'm just going to stick to the fundamentals that I have and just go ahead and use the market gilt here. That's in third. That's the next opened up one. That's the next true shape one here. And with that said, is that one maybe a little wide back from behind? Sure, but with that said, I'm going to go ahead and just stick with practicality of muscle and width and keep her in third. The blue gilt here is going to go ahead and be the blue gilt the young man's showing. I should say he's going to go ahead here and be fourth. I think just the next one in terms of the right kind of composition and softness of body, that's the one I feel the most comfortable in. Both of these gilts here in the bottom end need to be changed ever so slightly about her structure, and I guess that's where this one I'm going to go ahead and just side in, because she does have a little bit more when you get behind them. The blue gilt's one from the side, has a nice silhouette about her front end and lower jaw, just top side of her crest and pole. But with that said, shoulder back, she's the skinniest one, she's the frailest one at the surface. Just got to see more of that one to move her up any higher. Nice class though. Let's give those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Last call, Group 4, Crossbred Market Gilts. Last call, Group 4. First call for Group 5, Crossbred Market Gilts. Just finished up out of Group 3. Your first place ribbon goes to Sage Holtmeyer of Plymouth. Second place to Shelton Crawford of Beatrice. Third to Dayton Dorn of Adams. Fourth, Cash Bergren, Beatrice. And our fifth place ribbon to Monroe Thompson of Odell. In the ring now is Group 4, Crossbred Market Gilts. Second call, Group 5, Crossbred Market Gilts. In the ring is Group 4, Crossbred Market Gilts. This is a reminder to all 4-H participants that would like to be in the premium auction tomorrow. As a reminder, those forms need to be filled out and returned back 1 hour following the Swine Show. So that's a reminder to all 4-H youth that want to participate in the premium auction.
but we're going to go ahead and do things a little differently in this class. We got 4 purples pinned up over here, and that takes nothing away from the kids out here. I think we got 2 specific gilts out here that are real practical in their kind. It looked like they just fed and been nice projects for the kids, and then the young lady right here looked like she had a show pig at one point there, then that one decided that she just wanted to lose her hawk on her and just didn't quite soften up for her. Still, the young lady does a nice job getting her stuck, but let's congratulate these kids as they head back to the barn. We'll work through the top 4 here.
Last call, Group 5. Group 5, bring your Crossbred Market Gilts to the show ring. First call, Group 6, Crossbred Market Swine.
Well, we got an easy handle in this class, and this young man right here, proportionality just fits in this one so well, and her fill's perfect, I think, for where she hits the ring today. Is that one perfect about her rear ankle? No. And is that necessarily as opened up as another gilt in this particular class? Not necessarily, but I think that's the show gilt of the drive. That's the one I feel the most comfortable in using the win. 2 and 3 offer some sorts here. There's one that's probably a little bit sharper, a little bit more muscled up. There's one that has a little bit more body, a little bit better about its ear set, and one that's just sharper about her lower jaw. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and use that one with the black-headed gilt right here for second. I think that's the one just in terms of look, shoulder forward. That's where I feel most comfortable in. That one does offer some flesh there to her lower rib and just fill to her center body. That one just hits me with a little bit more balance than the gilt that's going to go ahead and be in third. The blue belted gilt that's in third is one of the high cut ability, really sharp kind of gilt there. Needs to move better out of her rear hock. And I guess the biggest thing about that one is if she had a little bit more flesh, she had a little bit more fill. She certainly is second in this class. She just reads too hard for me today, but certainly a nice high cut ability project for that young lady. Now the gilt here in 4 is one that, honestly, if you're just to pattern that one out hip forward, I don't mind that one. Is it necessarily rib foot too long for some guys? Sure, but I think just allowing that one to reach and go out of her front end, I think she's very good there. Now hip back, I see that one reading a little bit shorter there, a little bit softer on her rear pasture to compensate, and I guess the reason she's going to end up fourth is because she's the one that's the flattest there about her upper cage. I need to see more up on top of that one, and when she leaves me, but the young lady does a nice job getting that one stuck. Let's congratulate the top end on a nice class there.
Last call, Group 5, Crossbred Market Swine. Second call, Group 6. Out of Group 4, your first place purple ribbon went to Cooper Lovett in Pickerel. Second place, Austin Costal of Odell. Our third place purple was Monroe Thompson of Odell, and fourth place was Avery Krause of Burr. Receiving blue ribbons were Berkeley Beekman, Gage Argo, and Braden Humphreys. In the ring now is Group 5 Crossbred Market Gilts.
We're going to go ahead and follow the same schedule as the class before with those 3 purples pinned. I think we got a couple of them out here that are really good feeding kind of hogs that maybe just need a shot more shape for me, maybe need to see a shot more at the surface in terms of foot, bone, and just a little bit more width. And then we got the belted gilt out here that probably does offer a little bit more just in terms of pin set and hip. But with that said, she comes in a little level-eared package, comes with a little bit plainer top shape. Got to see her a little bit fresher there in order to catch a pin, but the young man's doing a nice job getting her stuck. Let's congratulate these 3 exhibitors as they head back to the barn.
This is your second and third call for Group 6 Crossbred Market Gilts. First call, Group 7. In the ring is Group 5 Crossbred Market Gilts.
Well, we're going to go ahead and keep this show moving. I think we got 2 really nice show gilts up top here. I just think there's one that probably matches a little bit more in terms of skull and forearm and just lower substance there to match what they got up high. Young man right here is going to go ahead and win this class for that specific reason. The gilt in 2, I think, matches in terms of what that gilt has up high and overall just width and pin set about that one. And I like the freshness that that one has at the top side of her neck, but I got to see her tie in there neater in order just to call the real neat looking one of the drive. And with that said, I think the biggest reason that gilt needs, or that gilt's gonna get beat is I just gotta see her stouter in order to match our class winner down there. But still, 2 really nice gilts there up top. The 1 in 3 is one that's just real practical about a build, in my opinion. The one that's not gonna get you out of bounds anywhere. Length of hips good, just front end structure's good. But with that, she doesn't necessarily have the show pig look there in terms of jawline. She doesn't necessarily have the sharpness and freshness to her back as the 2 ahead of her, but I think that's certainly a worthy purple ribbon pig. Let's congratulate those 3 exhibitors on a really nice class.
Last call, Group 6 Crossbred Market Gilts. Second call, Group 7. In Group 5, your first place purple ribbon went to Reegan Kracke. Second place, purple ribbon, Kipton Lovett of Pickerel. Your third place purple ribbon was Landry Krause of Burr. Receiving blue ribbons was Reese Barnard from Beatrice, Peyton Humphreys, Wymore, and Weston Whitwer of Wymore. In the ring now is Group 6, Crossbred Market Gilts. As a reminder, all first and second place purple ribbons from the Crossbred Market Gilts will be coming back to compete for the Crossbred Market Gilt Champion.
Well, I think there's a logical place here to start, in my opinion, and she certainly doesn't come without a major fault, in my opinion, but just overall mass, stoutness, forearm, and just overall look that she offers to match what she has shoulder back. The young man closest to me with the narrow-belted gilt is going to go ahead and win this class. I think the biggest thing when you compare her to the 1 and 2 here, she's surviving the drive still, even though that she needs to be longer about her hip and square about her huck, but substance at the ground's the reason that one's going to win. And the gilt here in second, I guess, is one that I really like for the freshness that she has up top. But with that, she's wanting to tighten up on this gentleman right here. And the other part with that gilt is I just haven't let her just go. I think she hit the ring tight, and I just needed to see her go. We can maybe consider some things there up top just from a length of hip perspective. But with that said, I need to see more at the ground for that gilt. Need to see more foot, need to see more bone, and she needs the tie, need her there about her shoulder. And I think that's probably the reason that she's laboring today. But I still think that's the logical second in this particular class. 3 and 4 guys, you can choose and pick here where you want to lay in your priorities. I think there's a gilt that's more opened up and offers a little bit more in terms of product potential with the young lady here on the fence. And is that one necessarily neatest there about the way she ties in behind her shoulder? No. But with that said, I think just overall product and volume in that gilt is the reason that she's going to land third. Now, don't take anything away from this gilt here in fourth. I think that's one that still has some shape up top. Need to see that one more busted open, coming and going. Need to see that one neater shoulder forward in order to move up any higher. But let's congratulate that class of 4. Really nice pair up top. Excited to work through the cross-gilt drive.
Last call, Group 7, Crossbred Market Gilts. First call, Group 8, Crossbred Market Gilts. Out of Group 6, your first place ribbon goes to Cooper Lovett of Pickerel. Second place also to Cooper Lovett from Pickerel. Third place, Ricky Honesy from Beatrice. And fourth place ribbon was Avery Barnard of Beatrice. In the ring now is Group 7, Crossbred Market Gilts.
we drop into this class here, and freshness is the reason this gilt's going to go ahead and win right here. I think when you get up on top of the top pair, I think there's probably some similarities in terms of spread just from pin set, and when you get down underneath them, there's probably a similarity there as well. But I think the one that's just more comfortable in her hock placement, fresher about her upper skeleton, is that young man right there. That's the one I got to go ahead and use in this particular class. The young lady right here was the one I was contemplating just in terms of the overall width that one has to offer, but that one's got to be rearranged in the way that it ties out of its neck. It's a little lower set there for me, and I guess the biggest thing about that gilt is that thing needs to be fresher in terms of her shape up high. That needs to be longer about her hip and just allow her to get out and go in order to compete with our class winner in this particular drive. 3 and 4 offer some differences there in terms of where they are at in flesh. I'm going to go ahead and use the softer bodied one here that I think just hits composition a little bit more correct. Is that one necessarily the most opened up? No, but I think just in terms of where they need to be for overall correct composition at this weight, I think that's where that's going to go ahead and lay in there. The white gilt here is one that I certainly like for the look that she has, shoulder forward. That one's just way too flat for me, way too plain there, and I guess I really need to see that one just go and just flex out of her hock in order to move her up any higher. Nice class here. Let's congratulate those exhibitors.
Last call, Group 8, Crossbred Market Gilts. Group 8 will be our final Crossbred Market Gilt class. In the Group 7, first place ribbon went to Trevor Party of Adams. Second place, Boston Crawford of Beatrice. Third, Drew Sims of DeWitt. And fourth was Ava Schlake of Blue Springs. Once again, all the first and second place ribbon winners from the Crossbred Market Gilt division will be coming back for the overall selection of our Market Gilt following this last and final Group 8. First and second place ribbon winners from all of the Crossbred Gilt division, please come make your way up to the ring for the selection of the Crossbred Market Gilt champion. First and second place ribbon winners.
Well, I think there's a pair of gilts in this class that probably offer a little bit more shape up high, and among them there's one that's a little bit more opened up, and that's the young man here over here on the left. He's the one that, is this necessarily a true show gilt? No, but that's the one that's the most comfortable in the way that she uses her hock. That's the one that still offers some spread and still offers some freshness at top. I think that's the one I just feel most comfortable in using in this particular class. The young lady with the gilt that's running across the ring, here's the other one that I found some sort of shape into that one. Is that one necessarily as opened up about our class winner? No, and that's why she's going to go ahead and be second, but that's a really nice kind of shapely project there for that young lady. 3 and 4 I think are similar in terms of shape and just overall the muscle expression when you get up on top of them, but the black gilt's one that's a little bit more opened up, offers a little bit more substance of bone when you get behind them, and that's where I think you just got to fall in on this pair specifically for that reason. The blue gilt here's one that patterns out nice from the side, long bodied, offers some extension for that young man, but one that when you get behind her just got to open up more, one that has to have more shape when you get up on top for in order to move up any higher, but a really nice class here to round out today. Let's congratulate those exhibitors.
Last call, all first and second place class winners from our Crossbred Market Gilt show. In the final group, Group 8, the first place ribbon went to Dawson Sims. Second place, Harper Schmidt of Claytonia. Third, Baylor Barnard of Beatrice. And fourth, Braden Humphreys of Wymore. Once again, we're going to have the Crossbred Market Gilt champion selection. All first place ribbon winners will be entering the ring. Out of Group 1, Carter Holtmeyer was your first place ribbon winner. Second place was Strider Brandt. Out of Group 2, Miles Esau and Kaysen Niemeyer. Hello? Group 3, first place ribbon was Sage Holtmeyer. Second place was Shelton Crawford. Out of Group 4, Cooper Lovett and Austin Kossel was your second place ribbon winner. Group 5, Reegan Kracke and Kipton Lovett. Group 6, Cooper Lovett. Group 7, Trevor Party and Boston Crawford. And out of the last class, Dawson Sims and Harper Schmidt. Before the selection of the Crossbred Market Guild, I'd like to welcome and thank our judge today. He hails from Columbus, Nebraska, where he and his family have raised show pigs, competed in many local and national events. He's also a graduate of K-State, where he was on the meats judging team and livestock judging team. Let's welcome from Columbus, Nebraska, Lane Ager.
Really good cross-market guild show here, and I think these kids should be commended for bringing out a really nice set of class winners. Let's give them one round of applause here real quick on this show. I'll be honest with you guys, my grand and reserve are out here in the ring right now, and I'm going to talk them on the mic for you right here, just so I can kind of let you guys see what I'm thinking. It's certainly a close pair, but they offer some differences about them. Differences about, you know, maturity and freshness through their skull, freshness in terms of the turn to their back, and I guess there's another guild out here that comes in terms of a massive chest and forearm and skull and huge hind leg on her, and I guess when I'm talking freshness, that's the Calico gill right here. When I'm talking stoutness, that's the big gill over there in the back side of the belted gill there in the middle of the ring, I should say. And I guess, you know, when it comes down for me personally, and I really, in my opinion, and I always stick to this, I'm a guy that likes them fresh, and I like them sharp looking. The Calico's going to be your champion. The narrow belted gill here is going to be reserved. Let's congratulate those two young men on a really, really nice pair on the top end here.
Congratulations, Reegan Kracke, your champion Crossbred Market Gilt. Your reserve champion Crossbred goes to Cooper Lovett. Second call for your Crossbred Market Barrows. Second call, Crossbred Market Barrows. Group 1. Last call, Group 1, Crossbred Market Barrows. First call, Group 2, Crossbred Market Barrows. Reminder to all 4-H and FFA exhibitors, we ask that you turn in your forms for the auction. The deadline for turning in your forms for the auction will be 1 hour following the Swine Show. If you do need forms, they are up here on the announcer's stand. Please come by, pick those up, and fill them out. They are due 1 hour after the Swine Show. Last call, Group 1, Crossbred Market Barrows. Second call, Group 2, Crossbred Market Barrows.
Well, the young man over here on my far left is going to go ahead and start this class. Is that the one that's necessarily the biggest in terms of its forearm and the biggest in terms of his hind leg in this class? No. And would I like to see it a little bit stouter there to match what he has up high? Absolutely. But I think from there up, that's your class winner blowing blowing this particular class away. That's the fresh topped one that has turn and just overall feel to his lower rib. And when you look at his lower lines there, that one balances up the best just because I think that one does maybe have a little bit more condition there. And there's nothing against that in that particular bear because he still has the good shape up top to match it. 2 and 3 get a little bit closer for me. And I guess when you're just talking, you know, fundamentals of shape and just leaving some sharpness in these things, the blue bear is going to go ahead and be second for me. I think that's the one that next matches in terms of shape up high, the one that still is clean about its lower lines. And I think the biggest thing when you get behind him, that one has a shot more pin set in my opinion, comparative to the black bear here that's going to be in third. The bear here in third certainly is stouter surface and maybe the stoutest one in the class from that specific regard. But with that said, I just read him a little bit too plain up high. I need to see that one a shot wider when you get behind him. And the biggest thing with that bear, I think, is for as much as he has on the ground comparative for substance of bone, I need to just see more width and dimension to him. Nice class there. Let's give those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Last call, Group 2, Crossbred Market Barrows. Last call, Group 2. First call, Group 3, Crossbred Market Barrows. In our first group of Crossbred Market Barrows, first place ribbon went to Miles Esau of Beatrice. Second place, Miley Gaddy of Odell. And third to Addison Brand of Claytonia. In the ring now is Group 2, Crossbred Market Barrows. Well, we got 3 pinned over here on the right that we're going to go ahead and sort back through as our purple ribbons. And young lady, I'll be honest with you, you were close in my opinion. And if that one was just looser out of his rear ankle and just got out and went a little bit better, that one would certainly catch a pin for me. That one is good shape. That one is offers some spread and offers some dimension, honestly, coming at you. That one's chest is very good. Fix him in an ear there as well, and I think that one can certainly catch a pin. The other 2 out here, I think, are good projects for the individuals that are showing them. They have some feed to them, and they have some grow about them, and they look like they're fleshed up nice for these kids. But with that said, I just need to see a little bit more shape in them. I need to see a little bit more spread, and bottom line, I just need to see more show pig appeal in them in order to catch a pin with the 3 that we have back there. Let's congratulate these 3 kids as they head back to the barn. Really good top end here. I'm excited to sort through. Last call, Group 3, Crossbred Market Barrows. Second call, Group 4.
Skeletal comfort sorts this class for me, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the barrel on my left over here. I think he matches with freshness that he has up top with a really neat skull and upper look about his crest and pull. With that said, I need to see that one stouter at the surface. I need to see that one better about his chest floor, but I think that's the one I feel most comfortable in about the way that he uses his hip and the way that he uses his hind leg, specifically for the weight we're still at right now. 2 and 3 offer a little bit different kinds in terms of length of body. I guess the one that I feel the most comfortable in terms of his hip length is the belted barrel over here on my right. Is that one necessarily as maxed out in terms of just bulk as the other barrel that's going to be in third? No, but I think his sharpness and presence that he offers is the reason that he's going to go ahead and line up in second for me. Now take nothing away from this young man here in third. That is a big hind-legged barrel that comes at you with a really, really nice kind of chest floor, but he needs to be square there in terms of his knee, and I guess I need to see that one sharper about his lower jawline and longer out of his hip, just to allow that barrel to go to move up any higher. Let's congratulate those 3 exhibitors. A really nice start to the Cross Barrel Show with those 3.
Last call, Group 3, Crossbred Market Barrows. Second call, Group 4, Crossbred Market Barrows. In Group 2, your first place ribbon went to Reegan Kracke of DeWitt. Second and third were owned by Wyatt Mote, with an assist to Trevor Party. Receiving blue ribbons, Miley Gaddy of Odell, Dayton Dorn of Adams, and Monroe Thompson of Odell. In the ring now is Group 3, Crossbred Market Barrows.
But we're going to keep 2 just to sort back here in the top end. And I guess when it came down to it, I thought maybe there'd be 1 or 2 more I'd pull out here. But when I got behind them, I just saw a little extra fluid in hocks, and I couldn't necessarily gut that myself here in order to catch them in the pen. Nothing against those young kids, because I think they did an awesome job feeding those things up top. They got good fresh tops in them, good chest floors about them. I just got to see those cleaner hock, and a little bit longer hip in order to catch a pin. Let's congratulate these 3 young exhibitors. They head back to barn. They did an awesome job showing these 3 pigs.
Good job, young lady.
We'll keep things quick here and start with the young man on my left. Front 3/4 of that one I really like. I think he's quite opened up there about his chest, square about his knee, real fresh about his top, and one that you appreciate. For the skull that he has to match, his proportionality is very good. Hip back, I don't necessarily love that barrel. I need to see him flex square and truer out of his hock and just allow him to just go out of his rear ankle. But I think that's the show pig of the drive that needs to start. And with that said, if you want to talk the back quarter of these barrels, I like the barrel in second from that regard comparative to our class winner. That's the one that hinges looser for me in my opinion. But when we start talking totals here, front 3/4, that one reads a little bit drier there through his midrib. That one reads a little bit frailer there at the surface, but still just a nice kind of practical build barrel that has some ring comfort out here and certainly has some class advantages in terms of the way that he uses his hind leg. Just got to see more of that one through his front 3/4. Young lady did a nice job. Let's congratulate those 2 exhibitors.
Last call, Group 4, Crossbred Market Barrows. Out of Group 3, first place ribbon, Reegan Kracke of DeWitt. Second place, Dayton Dorn of Adams. Third, Kason Niemeyer of Cortland. Fourth, Ricky Honsi of Beatrice. And fifth was Hunter Keedy of Holmesville. In the ring now is Group 4, Crossbred Market Barrows. Second call, Group 5, Crossbred Market Barrows. Second call, Group 5. As a reminder, all first and second place ribbon winners out of each class of the Crossbred Market Barrels will be coming back to compete for the overall Crossbred Market Barrel champion.
went ahead and kept a couple more in this class, I guess, than we normally do, probably in a class of 6. But the 2 we have left out here are just kind of functional feeding kind of hogs there. Good about their build and the comfort. Just got to see more of them when you get behind them off either. We get it behind them, and when you get in front of them, just got to pull them apart there and just see a shot more substance of bone. But with that said, still good projects for those young kids. Let's give them a round of applause as they head back to the barn. Maybe a little more challenging class to put together, in my opinion, and I guess that's probably more 2 through 3 than the one I'm going to go ahead and use. The black bear over here on my right is going to be my class winner. I think when you just talk with and center Gage and just roll to that one, he's the class leader there. Now certainly I need to see that one more comfortable out of his front feet and square and truer about his hock and just more even about his hock shape. But the center third of that one is the reason that he's going to win this particular class. That's just the fresh bear of the drive. Like I said, the decision was between 2 and 3, and I guess, young lady here, you're going to fall in the second, even though it took me a minute longer to pin you. I think when I read into that bear, or I guess when I originally looked at that bear, I just saw a little bit more waisty flank line about him, and his lower lines just read a little plainer to me. But I guess when we start comparing him out here to the bear that's going to go ahead and be third, the young lady's bear is just more opened up. That one offers more turn up there through his top shape. One that when he leaves you is square and true about his hock. And when I think the biggest probably difference between them is that one's neater about the way he lays into his shoulder compared to the bear that's going to be in third. Well, the young man that I guess exited a little early has a bear that was real shapely and one that was neat about, the shape that he had to offer and the spread that he had when he got up on top of him. I needed to see more pin set to that bear. I needed to see that bear more cracked open when he left me, and I needed to see that bear more rearranged about the way that he came out of his front end. Young man, I left you out there driving a little bit wider or longer, and I guess, honestly, your showmanship's what's got you pinned today, because that bear's back hind leg and the way that he uses his hip needs to be better, but the way you showed that bear off and allowed that bear to present himself going from the side there and just allowed to show off the neat look that he has through his front 1/3 is why that bear got pinned. Young man, you did an awesome job there, and you showed yourself to a purple ribbon. Let's congratulate those exhibitors in this particular class.
Last call, Group 5, Crossbred Market Barrels. Last call, Group 5. Second call, Group 6, Crossbred Market Barrels. Out of the last group, Group 4, your first place purple ribbon went to Miles Esau of Beatrice. Second place was Dayton Dorn of Adams. Third, Preston Costal. Fourth, also Preston Costal of Odell. Blue ribbons went to Easton Thompson. In the ring now is Group 5, Crossbred Market Barrows. As a reminder, all first and second place ribbon winners out of all 6 classes of Crossbred Barrows will be coming back to compete for the overall Crossbred Market Barrow champion following Group 6.
Well, I think we got 3 pinned back here that just offer a little bit more integrity in terms of structure and in terms of shape that they have to offer. The other 3 out here certainly has some advantages in the stoutness of that bear over there, and he's certainly one that you could consider. Just when I get up on top of that one, I read him to be too hard. I need to see him reconstructed down low, but he's certainly one you appreciate for the shape he has to offer. The other 2 out here, really good feeding kind, really soft body kind of bears that offer some good structural quality in terms of the way they can just cover the ring. But with that said, I need to see more extras comparative to those 3 that we have in the pen. Nice class here. Let's congratulate these 3 as they head back to the barn.
Second and third call for Group 6, Crossbred Market Barrows. Well, we keep things routine in this class and go ahead and start with this young man right here. That's the ultra stout bear. That's real opened up, coming at you. Offers a good shape when you get up top of him. And honestly, for as much hip and just overall turn to that one stifle, he keeps his hawk together very well. I think that's the all-around bear to win this particular class. 2 and 3, you can have a conversation with me and I'll listen to you. I think one's probably a little fresher about his shape. One's a little bit stouter in terms of his form. Probably just offers more, I guess, when you get up on top of him.
I guess I can't just sacrifice one area and beat the other barrel, so I'm going to go ahead and use the barrel that's stouter in my opinion. Is that one necessarily as clean about his lower jaw? No, but I think just in terms of being a good big bodied barrel, that's the one I'm going to go ahead and land on there in second. Certainly appreciate the look and the profile that this barrel has. That's going to go ahead and be third. Has to be stouter at the surface, and for the freshness that he has up high and the turn that he has through his center rib, I need to see more of that barrel when you get behind him. I need to see more stifle spread in that barrel. That's just the specific reason he gets beat, but I think you appreciate that young man for doing a really good job getting that one shown from the side. Let's congratulate those three exhibitors on a really nice class here.
Last call, Group 6, Crossbred Market Barrows. Group 6 will be our final class of Crossbred Market Barrows today. In Group 5, your first place ribbon went to Carter Holtmeyer of Plymouth. Second place to Austin Costal of Odell. Third, Cash Burton, Beatrice. Blue ribbons went to Jaden Thompson of Odell, Peyton Humphreys of Wymore, and Kason Nemar of Portland. Once again, Group 6 is in the ring right now. Groups 1 through 3, please bring your first and second place ribbon winners up to the ring for the selection of the Grand Champion Market Barrow. Following the selection of the Crossbred Market Barrow, we'll have the overall Market Swine Champion selected. Following the Market Show will be Swine Showmanship. Senior Swine Division will start us off, followed by our intermediate and junior classes.
Black bear over here on the fence is going to go ahead and win, and I guess what that one does in terms of proportionality and just a little bit more substance at the surface is where that one excels the rest of the class. And where he truly wins, though, is I think when you get up on top of him, he offers more dimension and offers more turn there through his center rib. 2 and 3 are actually the two standing right here next to each other, and if you want to talk differences there in terms of freshness and composition, I wouldn't necessarily argue with you, but I think there's one that's just a little bit of bigger bodied option, one that has a little bit fresher turn to him, and that's this young man right here in front of me. This one's the one that offers a little bit more spread, stifle to stifle, and just turn through his upper hip. Take nothing away from this barrel here. I think that's one that maybe he's just a little bit past prime in terms of composition, but that's the next most opened up one. That's the one that offers the next most product potential, in my opinion. That's why I think 1, 2, 3 lines up the way they do. 4 and 5 here, I guess, are very similar in my opinion. Certainly ones that hit the same mold in terms of being tall-shouldered, longer body hogs. There's one that offers a little bit more width, a little bit more shape in my opinion, and that's the solid white barrel. I think that's the one when you're just talking this specific pair, that's the one that offers a little bit more forearm, a little bit more chest. The blue hog here is certainly one that's softer in terms of his lower line and offers a little bit more center body about him. But with that said, I need to see more market hog in that one. I need to see more spread. I need to see more pull in order to move that one up any higher. Really nice class to round out the market barrow drive here. Let's give those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Congratulations, Group 6. Your first place ribbon went to Jaden Thompson of Odell. Second place to Jude Beavers of Beatrice. Third, Axton Brandt of Claytonia. Fourth, Peyton Humphreys, Wymore. And fifth, Braden Humphreys of Wymore. We will now have the selection of the Crossbred Market Barrow Champion. All first and second place winners out of the 6 classes will be competing for the champion Crossbred Market Barrow. On deck will be our selection of the overall Market Swine Champion, which will include our Purebred, Crossbred Market Gilt, and Crossbred Market Barrow Champions. We will have a reminder to everybody, the Purebred Market Champion and the Crossbred Market Gilt Champion will please bring your swine to the show ring. In the ring for the selection of the overall Crossbred Market Barrow out of Group 1, Miles Esau. Out of Group 2, Reegan Kracke. Group 3, also Reegan Kracke. Group 4, Miles Esau. Group 5, Carter Holtmeyer. Group 6, Jaden Thompson.
Let's give a round of applause for your Market Barrow exhibitors here on a really nice show. I won't take long. There's a few I like out here and have been looking at, but I think there's one that brings it together in a package that, hey, he still offers the bulk and he still offers the mass and still puts together a neat look about his skull and the shape that he has to offer. And with that, comparative to the other two I'm looking at, hey, he's stouter at the ground and he's square about his hock. This young man right here is going to have your champion barrow.
Congratulations, Carter Holtmeyer out of Group 5 with the champion Crossbred Market Barrow.
Well, the two in the middle of the ring here, the ones in contention for a reserve, and I guess when they get in the show here and if they're in the ring, they're certainly in contention for me, and so that's why I think the little barrow here, just in terms of his skeletal quality, is one that I have to consider comparative to the other bigger barrow that we have out here. I think freshness and look favors that barrow shoulder forward, but with that said, like I talked in class, I need to see him stouter at the surface, and is he necessarily as ready as that other barrow today? No. Now the other barrow here, if you change that one's hip and the way that he uses his hind leg, I think we can have conversations about him being his champion, but that's kind of a glaring flaw for me. That's going to go ahead and keep him in the conversation for a reserve, and I guess when it comes down to it, I'm not going to get lost for one tree in a big forest here. I think the one that's the next best and the next ready is this young man right here. Let's congratulate him on being reserved.
Congratulations, Reegan Kracke, your reserve champion, Crossbred Market Bell. Once again, we will now have the selection of the overall Market Swine champion, competing out of the Purebred Market class. The champion Purebred Market Swine was Reegan Kracke. Reserve champion Purebred Market Swine was Wyatt Mote. Out of the Crossbred Market Gilt division, Reegan Kracke was the overall champion. Reserve champion was Cooper Lovett. Following the selection of our Market Swine champion, we will have a 10-minute break. I'd like to thank all the ring help. Tess Lenfer, Lindsay McKeever, and Shelby Watson. There's some other guys in the ring I won't name. Coming into the ring now is our overall selection for our Market Swine champion. Out of the Purebred division was Reegan Kracke with a spot barrel. Out of the Crossbred Market Gilt division is also Reegan Kracke. And out of the last Crossbred Market barrel, Carter Holtmeyer. Big round of applause for these three exhibitors.
Well, I'll keep things brief here on the mic here for your grand overall drive, and just say a few thank yous, and I'll start in the ring here with everybody that helped make the show run real smooth today, real good flow about it. I know we had to play with the little twister here this morning and having everything blowing through here, and they did a great job getting everything back in line. Let's give those guys that did all the help and volunteered a big round of applause. I guess there's one more that I should have involved in there, because I know we got most of the extension out here, and I'm sure there's a few other individuals out here. But Jerry, good job on the mic today, man. You sounded real good. You kept things positive and kept things moving. Let's give Jerry a round of applause for volunteering here this time today. I know he's a very selfless guy, and he doesn't get recognized enough very often. Big Jerry Leffer fan here, and so he deserves all the praise he can get. Jumping back into the hogs here, guys. I guess when it comes back out here and everything starts fitting together, I do have one in my mind, and I think it's the one that combines proportionality and combines freshness and still being real loose and flexible about the way that it uses its hock. And honestly, I was kind of contemplating where we were going to come at in terms of chest floor, but that one's still good enough there. I like the freshness and the gilt. She's going to go ahead and be your champion today.
Congratulations, Reegan Kracke, your overall Market Swine champion. In the ring now is Cooper Lovett, competing for Reserve Champion Market Swine.
Well, we'll keep things moving here because I know we have showmanship, and we dropped that gilt in, and that was a really tough division and a really good show, and it really set the standard for the day, and I know that gilt probably came in with a little bit more parts and pieces, but she certainly fits into the mix here for the overall deal. I guess I'll briefly talk the spot, just for the fact that that's one I think for a purebred hog's a very, very good individual, and certainly one that I think probably has a better day ahead of him when that one just grows up maybe a little bit for me and just allows his cannon to get out and move and just allows that one to just really get out and find comfort. I think that one could be big time, and I know there's a show here later in August that I'm sure that one's being gunned for. The barrel that comes in here, and I guess when we bring him back out, we start comparing him to the gilts, that's certainly one that you really appreciate just for the length of body and just the comfort and the ring comfort that one has, and the way that he uses his hind leg and the way that he allows it to flex and just just go, and that's certainly something I appreciate. But I guess when it comes back out here, I think there's another one that just came in with more bulk and just came in with more turn and more freshness up top. The reserve cross gilt's going to be your reserve champion. Let's congratulate that young man.
Congratulations, Cooper Lovett, your reserve champion Market Swine. We'll take a short break, but before we go to break, we'd like to thank, again, our judge today is Lane Ager from Columbus, Nebraska. Lane and his family have raised show pigs. Lane's competed all across the country in multiple swine showmanship and market breeding guild shows. He hails from Columbus, Nebraska. Let's give a big round of applause for Lane Ager. Reminder to all the 4-H exhibitors of all species, if you want to have your project auctioned off tomorrow, you need to fill out your forms. The forms are here on the announcer's stand. Those forms do have to be turned in no later than 1 hour following the Swine Show. Again, if you want to participate in the auction, please fill out the forms. Don Esau has them right here. Also a reminder. In the ring now is our first group of senior division showmanship.
Well, I know when it gets to this point in the day, in showmanships at the end of the day, it certainly becomes a bit of survival of the fittest. I think there's some kids out here that do a really good job, that maybe their partner's starting to quit on them a bit. I know the young man over there, I watched you do a really nice job today. That gilt's just not wanting to leave the fence. The rest of these know where that out gate is, and once you kind of get them across, they find their way back to that corner. It's just the way it goes sometimes. I watched those kids throughout the day. They did an awesome job. Let's give them a round of applause as they head back.
In the ring now is Group 2, Senior Division Showmanship.
we went ahead and kept a few more out of this second heat, and I think that was a really deep heat in my opinion, and I think throughout the day those kids did an awesome job in terms of presentation, and I guess that kind of lasts in my mind, and that makes this showmanship deal rather easily come together here to get them in the pins. The two left out here, guys, again, it's the same story as before. These pigs are tired. They know where that out gate's at, and they don't necessarily just want to go for you. When you originally came in, honestly, you both gave pretty good eye contact. Just surviving the drive didn't quite last as long with your partner, and so that makes things difficult, especially in the depth of that heat. Really good heat. Let's congratulate these two as they head back. Excited to work through your senior grand drive.
First call, intermediate swine showman. First call, intermediate swine showman. In the ring now is our selection of our senior division champion showman. Second call, Group 1 Intermediate Division Showman. Group 2, first call.
We're going to go ahead and work pretty quick through the showmanship side of things here, just because we saw them all come through already throughout the day. And I guess when we come down to it, I believe there's 4 gentlemen out here that have done an awesome job all day. Presentation's been good, skin's been good, and just overall comfort and understanding how to use the ring is awfully impressive to find 4 showmen like that to come out and represent your senior division. And I guess I'll give them the recognition they deserve. They're right here, this gentleman right here, right there, and right there. These 4 right here circling right in front of me, hitting the right gaps, hitting the right area. Those 4 all need to be commended for doing an awesome job. I know when we had a group of 9 out here, this ring gets a little bit smaller, especially when I kind of cut it in half for you, and you have to come in tight, and you have to find some gaps maybe here and there. And I think there was one gentleman for me that I think the way that he shows has allowed himself to, survive this drive and allow his pig just to stay with him, and that gilt just to stay comfortable. And I think that's probably the biggest thing when you start moving showmanship to the end of the day. You just got to be smooth with them, and you got to understand they've been in here a time or two to before, and you got to understand that that's not necessarily going to be as easy as the first time you go in here. And I guess with that, I think he's the one that stayed in front of me the most. He's the one that stayed the most consistent about his turns and smoothest about the way that he uses his lines. This young man right here is going to go ahead and be my champion today. For reserve here, we're going to lose one out of contention, and I know it's been battling that young man, and he had an awesome day today showing there in the real show, so I don't think he's probably going to take too much away from the showmanship side of things, because he did a really awesome job, but that bear is done for him, and that's certainly okay. It's been a long day, and I know I made that one drive a little while there in the barrow drive. So it comes down to these two right here, and I guess when it comes down to it for me, there's one that just hit me with a little bit more intensity, a little bit more drive, and probably the biggest thing that soared me when he first hit the gate, that one's skin and hair is more on point than the other barrel out here. The young man over here on my left, you're going to go ahead and be reserved.
Congratulations, senior showman. Our champion is Trevor Party. Our reserve champion is Cooper Lovett. Last call, intermediate showman, Group 1. Group 2, this is your second and third call. Please be ready. Entering the ring now is Group 1, intermediate showman.
Well, the first heat here in the intermediates, it was certainly good, and I know it was probably pretty quick of me bringing those 3-4 here that when they first hit that they were going straight to the pin, but I guess I remembered them throughout the day, and so that made things pretty easy for me, and I guess after watching that senior drive, I wanted to get them pinned as quick as possible. The other 4 that we have out here, guys, do a really good job. Maybe just a few things here in terms of skin and hair and freshness, just making sure the thing's cleaned up and ready to go for showmanship. We have some good eye contact out here out of a couple individuals. Maybe just need to use the ring a little bit better, but when it comes down to it, guys, there's a couple out here that just flat got tired again, and that's the way it goes. But let's congratulate these 4. They did a really good job. Excited to work through that next heat.
Group 2, intermediate swine showman, please enter the ring. Out of the senior division, once again, our champion was Trevor Party. Reserve champion Cooper Lovett. Receiving purples were Braden Humphreys, Shelton Crawford, Boston Crawford, Carter Holtmeyer, Avery Kraus, and Reegan Kracke. Receiving blues were Berkeley Beekman, Jaden Thompson, Drew Sims, Miley Gaddy, Peyton Humphreys, and Avery Barnard.
Won't take long. Remembered those kids again, and then they came in, and there was a couple that I really remembered specifically that did an awesome job, and they caught pins quick. I guess we'll keep the other three out here. I know the young man over there is battling the same issue we have been, just long day, and it's done for these pigs, and so we're going to go ahead and keep moving on that. Young man, you did an awesome job right here. Just need to see that one a little bit fresher skin, and when you come in, I just need to see a bit more intensity out of you. Same thing could be said to the young lady. Your control's good, just maybe need a bit more eye contact from you. But other than that, you did an awesome job getting that one presented. Let's congratulate those three on a really good, fun day as they head back to the barn.
First call, Group 2 Junior Swine Showmanship. Out of Group 1, receiving a purple ribbon was Preston Costal, Addison Brandt, Landry Krause, and Cash Berggren. Receiving blue ribbons out of Group 1, Weston Whitwer, Reese Barnard, Dawson Sims, Easton Thompson. In Group 2, with a purple ribbon, Austin Costal, Kipton Lovett, Sage Holtmeyer, and out of Group 2, receiving a blue ribbon was Monroe Thompson, Gage Argo, and Brecken Niemeyer. In the ring now is our selection of our Intermediate Division Champion Showman. As a reminder, Pee Wee Showmanship will follow our overall selection of our Swine Showman Champion.
Well, I think there's a pretty logical place to go here, in my opinion, in the intermediate division. And all these kids have done a really good job. Maybe just the comfort and overall that they have about their postures, what's going to sort the top end here for me. And I know they're tired and they're maybe circling around the ring a little bit more. But the one that's going to win for me was the first one to make it down here, the first one to make a pass. That young lady right there is going to be our champion. Let's congratulate her. when we talk reserve here, I think it gets close between a couple of the gentlemen, and actually it's the three over here to my right. I think they all were contention into the show for doing a nice job, and I really remember them for just being good about their kind and just relaxing. But I guess when it comes down to it, the one that's the next best for me, and I know the Gilt hasn't necessarily wanted to work the easiest for him, the next best one for me is this young man over here on my left. Let's congratulate him on a nice job.
Congratulations, Sage Holtmeyer, your champion intermediate showman. Reserve champion was Kipton Lovett of Pickerel. Last call, junior showmanship, Group 1. Last call, junior showmanship, Group 1. Group 2, junior showman, please bring your hogs to the ring. Entering the ring now is Group 1 of our junior division swine showmanship. Following the selection of our junior swine showman champion, we will follow that with an overall selection of the champion swine showman for the year. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for the showmanship awards. Belt buckle winner in the senior division is sponsored by Jim Engel Memorial and Fontenelle Hybrids. The belt buckle for the intermediate division is also sponsored by Jim Engel Memorial and Fontenelle Hybrids. The junior division is sponsored by Kyle and Laura Beatty Genetics.
Well, we start this junior division off with a good pair of gentlemen over there that are going to go ahead and get pinned. And I guess when you start talking this age and maturity and just understanding what the show ring is and how to use your whip and what that does and where you place that on the pig and how that's going to affect them, I think those two just have a bit more understanding than the other ones left out here. But you take that out of the junior deal here, and it's certainly my favorite division to judge, honestly, because you do have such a wide range there and just thought process and maturity for these young kids. And for most of these guys, I'm sure there's a lake this afternoon that they're going to end up at, and the pig show is just a fun thing to do this morning and a fun project. So let's congratulate these kids. These 5 out here did an awesome job. Really good projects for them, and excited to work with those two coming back in the grand draft.
Last call, Group 2, junior showmanship. Out of Group 1, receiving purple ribbons, Miles Esau and Wyatt Mote. Receiving blue ribbons, Ava Schlake Hunter Keedy, Axton Brandt, Harper Schmidt, and Ricky Huntsey. Entering the ring now is Group 2, Junior Showmanship. Following the selection of the champion junior showman, we'll have an overall selection for our champion showman of the year, sponsored by Security First Bank out of Beatrice. Following the selection of the champion showman, we will have Pee-wee showmanship, so have your kids ready to go shortly after the showmanship contest ends. As a reminder, the livestock judging contest will be right here in the arena at 1 p.m. today. Livestock judging, 1 p.m. today. One more announcement. If you plan to have your livestock auctioned tomorrow and participate in the auction, you do need to fill out your forms. They are up here at the announcer's stand. Anybody that wants to participate in the auction, please fill out your forms. They are due 1 hour after the hog show ends.
Well, as we get the young ladies pinned up here, I guess we got two gentlemen left out here that did a really good job today as well. I guess the biggest thing right now is we got a bear that wants to get out and run a little bit too much, and then a bear here that doesn't necessarily want to work off the fence. And I commend this young gentleman right here just for letting that one go. And it's been a hot week. These pigs are tired just even before they came in the ring today. That wear and tear from a hot week certainly can do that to one. So I commend that young man for not necessarily just pounding on that one and trying to dig it out. He did a really good job. Just needed to see that one maybe get out a little bit more. Let's congratulate those two as they head back to the barn. Excited to work through your grand champion, junior showman.
Out of a Group 2, receiving purple ribbons, Baylor Barnard, Lexi Slake, and Dayton Dorn. Receiving blue ribbons, Strider Brandt, Jude Beavers. We are now selecting the champion junior showman. Once again, if you want to participate in the auction, the forms are here on the announcer's stand to fill out. They are due at the livestock office 1 hour upon conclusion of the hog show.
Let's give a round of applause to your junior showmen out here, guys. This is the future here of your county, and these 5 are doing an awesome job. There's maybe a little bit more sort in terms of type and kind, like I discussed earlier, a little bit different maturity patterns where we're more relaxed and not necessarily fully into it. And then we got a little bit more aggressive stick and maybe getting after these things a bit more, which can play out to you in this particular scenario, showing showmanship at the end of the day. It could eat one up and you could end up with one that's riding the fence for you, even though you do a really, really good job. With that said, those 3 showmen out here that, for me, it came down to pretty quickly, and I guess between them there's 2 that have a really similar show style, and there's another young man out here that's a little bit more relaxed in the way that he shows, and I think that's allowed him to just survive the drive and just let that one go. And so and my preference here at the end of the day, and I guess just allowing that pig to be his pig and let it show, this young man right here is going to be your champion. For reserve, things get close between those 2 over there, and those are the ones that were really aggressive coming out of the gate, and I like that for this age. I really do, because that means as you get older and as you mature into this, you're going to find your groove, and you're really going to do a really good job in understanding that, you know, at this time of the day, do we necessarily need to ride these things as hard? No, and I think that's where these 2, as you can tell, aren't just necessarily getting the drives that they had throughout the show. But with that said, there was one that got a few more passes in for me, and one that his eye contact just hit me hard, and he was the first one to come through, first one that I pinned. Young man right there, you're going to be reserved.
Congratulations, Wyatt Mote, your champion junior swine showman. Your reserve champion was Miles Esau of Beatrice. We will now have the overall selection of our champion showman. Out of the senior division, Trevor Party was your champion showman. Cooper Lovett, reserve champion. Intermediate champion showman was Sage Holtmeyer, and reserve champion was Kipton Lovett. And again, out of the last group, Wyatt Mote, your champion, along with Miles Esau, your reserve champion. All 6 of these showmen will be entering the ring to compete for the overall showmanship award.
Let's give a round of applause for all these kids out here. This is a really neat deal that your county does that I wish we did back in Columbus. As you can see out here, I mean, as you work from those older kids to those younger kids and just understanding some details and understand the way that they use the ring, there's certainly differences among them, and that's perfectly okay. I think those 2 young gentlemen there out of that junior division did an awesome job, and their better days are ahead of them in finding their groove in this deal. And so I certainly think that those 2 out of the junior division, while they may not get a piece of it today. Bright future for both of them. So with that said, I guess that brings into the two older divisions here into contention, and we kind of lost the Gilt down there. That was our reserve intermediate, and that's okay because that young man did a really good job today, and that's just the way this works out sometimes. So with that said, we got our seniors, two seniors out here, and this young lady right here out of the intermediate division that's doing an awesome job. And I guess when it came out though, and these two came out of their particular division, they hit me hard with their eye contact. They hit me hard in the way that they used their whip correctly, and while they weren't the same in the way that they showed, I think they were still the best. And when they come back out here, I still think they are the best. Your two seniors are going to be your champion in reserve. Let's congratulate those two young gentlemen. Well, I guess we let the cat out of the hat here. I got to go 4 deep, and so I'll keep this quick that the young lady there, our champion intermediate, is going to go ahead and be third. Now when we drop back in here I guess we got our reserve intermediate in contention there, and I know that Gilt had given up on that young man a little bit, and then we got the young man here out of the junior division that I really like, his show style for where it's at right now. I think his presence good, his understanding of the ring's good, but with that said, because we maybe just see a little bit more intensity out of him, sure, but I think that's what has allowed him today to survive the drive. And so I guess when you bring them back out here, I guess he's the one that's the next best to me. Your junior's going to go ahead and be fourth.
Congratulations to all the Showmanship Award winners sponsored by Security First Bank out of Beatrice. Your champion for the year is Trevor Party. Reserve champion, Cooper Lovett. Your second runner-up was Sage Holtmeyer. And your third runner-up was Wyatt Mote. Congratulations to all the Showmanship Award winners. Once again, we'd like to thank Lane Ager from Columbus, Nebraska, our judge today. We will have Pee Wee's Showmanship right now. Following the Pee Wee's Showmanship will be the selection of the Pen of 3 swine. Pee Wee Showman, make your way to the ring. Pee Wee Showman. We'd like to give a shout out to the Nebraska pork producers for sponsoring the gifts for our swine showman. One more announcement, the selection of the Pen of 3 swine will happen in the swine barn.
well, there's no placing in this deal because this is where the fun happens, and all these young kids out here, they're the future of what you guys have going on here, and it's really neat to see a group this big, because I know at Platte County, I think we only had 4 or 5, and so that's really exciting for your county here. Let's give all these kids a big, big round of applause for coming out, doing an awesome job.
In the ring now is our second group of Pee Wee showmen.
Well, we jumped into the second heat here, and it's certainly a lot of fun to watch all these kids come in here. And I'll say there's maybe a couple in here that certainly caught my eye in the way that they can show. And I think your counties look very bright, not only from a numbers perspective, but from the quality of showmen that you're developing in this division. Let's give this group a big round of applause. Really, really good job by all these kids.
In the ring now is our third heat of Pee Wee Showman. Reminder to all 4-H and FFA exhibitors, if you want to participate in the auction, those forms are due in 1 hour at the livestock office. Please return your forms for the auction 1 hour from now at the livestock office.
Are we good on the pictures over on the fence? Are we good there? We're good now? Okay. Just wanted to make sure, guys. I think this is our last heat, if I remember correctly. Awesome job by your kids here, man. It's exciting to see all of them out here. Certainly some talent that's developing in this county. Bright, bright future. Had a really fun day today, and I'm excited to work through your Pen of 3 show. But hey, this has been an awesome day. Give all these kids that came in the ring and then also in the junior show, give them a big, nice round of applause. A really fun day for me. Thanks for having me out.
Thank you, Lane. Again, as Lane said, we'll have the selection of the Pen of 3 in the swine barn. So that will happen in the swine barn following the Pee Wee Showmanship. We'd like to thank everyone involved with the FFA and 4-H Swine Show today, all the ring help, all of the parents, exhibitors. Thank you for participating, and again, we'll see you next year. Once again, the Pen of 3 will be in the swine barn.